Coach, it just seemed like a more team-involved game tonight. Did you feel the same way?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought all through the game, for the most, we were able to generate really good looks. We just, haven't really found our shooting touch yet, but, just keep sticking with it and create the right shots. I love that about the way we played. Guys, pardon? Oh. Guys, they understood coming in the game that we had to reestablish some sort of ball movement, and they did a good job of that, so.
And how about Nas Reid just coming off the bench and providing an amazing spark for you?
Yeah, he obviously does a lot of spectacular things in this game, but it's really a testament to what a great summer can do for you. He's got a lot of confidence. He's taking his time when he gets a mismatch, not rushing it. He's chasing shooters around the floor. These are all things that were kind of new that we needed him to do and to continue to do for him to be successful in this role with the way that our roster is. And, we saw glimpses of it last year before he got hurt, but there were some other things. I just thought his defense tonight, particularly, chasing and guarding and being up and being impactful was awesome. And his rebounding's taken another leap. So fun to watch him play for sure.
Chris, I know we've talked about it a little bit, but just the way that Rudy is moving and affecting things, are you just seeing a different player today than this time last year, and just the way that he's just kind of so mobile? And
yeah, he's been saying all summer and preseason how great he feels. I think for sure came into last season a little bit tired from his European campaign, but he looks great. He's moving great. He's logged a lot of reps in practice too, which I think has helped him a lot. Last year we probably kind of rested him a little bit too much early on, and maybe it was some residual rust there. But yeah, he's looked active. He's challenging everything. He's getting up for his rebounds. So he's playing at a high level for us right now.
Offense was looking for a rhythm, and then J-Mac, it seemed, came in and really got things going. Did he have a kind of effect that trickled down there?
I thought we got some good looks against the man. Then they went zone. We knew it was coming. We did a good job. I thought J-Mac in particular, just like being really patient, waiting for the windows to open up, and then finding it. Kyle is really good in the middle there. Nas and Kat were good in the middle there too. And then we played inside against the zone. We didn't try to bomb from outside against it exclusively. So we took advantage of our height and our skill in the paint.
I was going to kind of ask that the second big this was one of those matchups where they had to guard a more of a wing guard type player defensively. Do you feel like you're seeing a lot of growth in that area, whoever that big might be, and being confident in guarding those wings?
Yeah, it's something that we've been stressing through camp. Tonight was a great example of it. When they have shooters of that quality, and they run so much action for them. Guys staying locked up and engaged. I thought Nikhil was really good too. Of course, he's not a big, but just kind of pushing them to get out of their comfort zone. They've played so much pick and roll defense in their life that they've now have to play more perimeter and shell defense, and being help in rotations and in action. So.
Talked about Nas having a good summer. He seems to have a good summer every summer.
Yes.
Is the way he progresses each year one of the reasons why you just had to keep him here?
Absolutely. He's a guy that it's just to continue, whether it was his body early and then finding his game and then his confidence. He's a worker. He loves to be here in town throughout the summer. He's always in the gym, and those guys do a great job. And we put a lot of emphasis on guarding for him this year and continue to do so, and rebounding, just kind of those things too. The non-sexy things, nobody wants to work on that stuff in the summer, but he put the work in. So.
How do you get everybody to be as decisive as he is offensively?
Yeah, when you have a talented player, when you have a talented team, and you have talent, you just you got to do simple things really well. Shoot it, drive it, pass it. When you draw a crowd, get off of it. I don't think you have to overcomplicate things. He's does things quickly. Like that's what we've always loved about him. He's just a catalyst in our offense as he creates next action basketball. And if he does hold it, it's usually with some poise and purpose now, whereas before maybe it wasn't. But yeah, he just, it's something we stress all the time. And I thought guys did way better job moving the ball, but he's one of our best ball movers for sure.
Seems like the physicality tonight was a lot better than it was in Toronto, and I'm wondering, do you think, obviously Miami was on the second end of a back-to-back, but you seem to grind them down in the second half. Are there things schematically that you do as well as just, getting into people that is, part of that scheme of being all in on bigs?
Well, yeah. But we've talked about being more physical. I thought we were pretty physical in Toronto, to be honest. I thought Toronto was different. It was about standing up drives, taking those drives, and those guys were coming downhill. I thought we did a good job there. So I think we've found some physicality. We've also been playing without fouling, which is huge. Big growth for us. We've got to continue to do that, without the silly fouls. Of course, we're going to have fouls when you play physical, but yes, there's some things that we're trying to do schematically that force a more aggressive, physical, defensive personality. Last year we just kind of, we sent everything to Rudy, and it just, it wasn't fair. So we got way too many good defenders out there, and everyone's got to do a bit more of their part. So.
Kind of like more convergence points on pick and rolls and stuff.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I do believe, in the game, you have to be able to guard pick and roll in a variety of ways. I think gone are the days when you just set up shop and you just can do it. You can do it, but at some point you're going to force to make adjustments. If not here now, it'll certainly be in the postseason. So you might as well figure out a few coverages that you like. So.
You talk a lot about wanting to find combinations of guys, 2 or 3 guys that play well together with Nas. Is there certain guys that you have found that he maybe meshes well with, or specifically related to Carl and Rudy? Is there one that you maybe prefer him playing with over the other?
Specific to Carl and Rudy, I don't really think I think with the luxury of Nas is that he can roll and he can pop, and he's a dynamic roller, and he rolls with some explosiveness. So he can play with a lot of guys and play with a lot of different guards. So I wouldn't say, specific to Cat and Rudy, there's just one that's better than the other. Defensively, of course, when you have Cat and Nas out there, depending on what's going on with the other team, you might have to cover a little bit more ground on things, or change how you're guarding it. But so far, I haven't noticed to be a preferential partner for him.
Coach, what did you think of Kyle Anderson's play tonight, and how important is someone with his role and skill set for your goals for this season?
Yeah, Kyle was Kyle. He got in the middle of the zone. He made a ton of great plays, finding people. When the ball's in his hand, you feel a sense of calm. Gets his hands on a lot of things, organizes us out there. He's basically a point guard. Even if he's not bringing the ball up, we want him to have the ball early and often. So really good, good game for Kyle, and I think it was a key stretch where he was just getting loose in the second half in the middle of the zone when he came in and got us a few cheap buckets. So,
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
We'll do open locker room, guys.